Hello everyone, let's start solving today's Leetcode daily challenge question. So the question is neighboring bitwise XOR. A zero indexed array derived with length n is derived by computing the bitwise XOR of adjacent values in a binary array original of length n. Okay, so specifically for each index I in the range of 0 to n minus 1, if I equal to n minus 1, then derived of I is equal to original of I XOR original of 0. Okay, otherwise derived of I equal to original of I XOR original of I plus 1. And given an array derived, so we are given this derived array, and your task is to determine whether there exists a valid binary array original that could have formed derived. Okay, and return true if such an array exists, or false otherwise. A binary. Okay, so we are given this derived array only. We have to check if there exists any original array. If yes, then return true. If like not, we have to return false. So if we see this example, derived of 0 is 1. Okay, that means if derived of 0 is 1, we know XOR. Let's see first XOR properties. Okay, if I do 1 XOR 0, I'll get, as both are different, so 1. If I have 0 XOR 0, then I'll get 0. Then I'll get 1 because both are same. 1 XOR 1, I'll get, both are same, so 0. And here also both are same, so 0. Okay, so these are like this. If we have this as a 1, okay, that means either this original of 0 or original of 1. Okay, so out of both, 1 will be 1. So here you can see 0 XOR 1. Similarly, for derived of 1, here it will be 1 XOR 0. And as the value is here 0, so and if our value is 0 here and our value of this is 1, okay, then we have to do the XOR, right? Like this. Derived of what, n minus 1 will be original of n minus 1 XOR original of 0. So if my this is 0, that means this both are same, either 0 or 1. Okay, so here you can see 0. How to find this? First, the brute force approach will be, we can find this original array and check. Okay, and check the values. Like we know this, right? And we can assume our original 0 and find the other all values like this. Okay, let's say if I assume my original of 0 is 0. In this case, if I assume my original of 0 is 0, then my first is derived of 0 is equal to what, original of 0 XOR original of 1. And we know this is 0, we are assuming, and what is derived of 0 is 1. So we can write original of 1 is equal to derived of 0 XOR original of 0. Okay, so we can write this in this way. So we know both 1 XOR 0 is what? 1. 1 XOR 0 is 1. So we'll get original 1 as 1. Now, to find original 2, okay, this is 0 we assumed, 1 we just now found, and for 2, original 2 is equal to derived of 1 XOR, okay, XOR original 1. We can write like this, right? Because for derived 1 we have original 1 XOR original 2. So in this reverse order also we can write, this is a property of XOR. So we will get derived of 1 is what? Derived of 1 is 1. 1 XOR original 1 is 1. Then we'll get 0. So now we got our original array as 0 1 0. But how we will know this is the correct? Because we assumed this original 0 is 0, right? My array will be binary, so my original 0 will be either 0 or 1. So let's calculate with this original 0 with 1. Now for original 1, which will be which will be equal to what? Original 0. Same thing. Original 0 into derived 0. Original 0 into derived 0. But the value will be, of course, different. So the value original 0 is what? 1. We assumed. And derived 0 is 1. So what we will get? Both are same. Then we will get 0. Okay, as our original 1. Again for 2. For, I'll write original 2. Okay, is equal to original 1. What is original 1? 0. XOR derived of 1. What is derived of 1 is 1. That means we will get 0. Now we got what array? 1 0 0. But we have to check which is original, right? In if we got two possibilities of original array. Now we have to check. How we will check is, we know this condition, right? Okay. That means I can check if my derived, because we are calculating how derived of n minus 1 using what? Original of n minus 1 XOR original, how we are calculating the original n minus 1 is original n minus 1 XOR derived n minus 1. Okay, so we will check this condition n minus 1. If it is equal to original of 0 XOR original of n minus 1. Okay, in both the case, which is true, as we don't need to return the which array, we just have to return true or false. So if any of this is original, we don't like, for us it doesn't matter which one is like original array. For us is matter is if there is a original array or not. Okay, so we will check this condition for both the cases and we will return. So this is the brute force, and let's write the code for this, and after this we will solve in the optimal optimal solution. So let's start coding. First we need one array original. So int, okay, here, okay, int original, instead I'll write only this, is equal to new int. What will be the size? Let's take int n equal to derived dot length. Okay, derived dot length. So here it will be n. Now the first case is what? We are assuming original of 0 is equal to 0, and we know this formula, that original of I plus 1 is equal to original of I, okay, XOR derived of I. Derived of I. So we know this. So for we can calculate original. We are assuming this 0. Okay, so this we will get. So our loop will be from I is equal to 0 to n minus 1. Okay. So for int I is equal to 0, I less than n minus 1. Why? Because we are writing this, right? So n minus 1 plus 1 will get n it will be not equal to n minus 2 plus 1, we will get n minus 1 here. I plus plus, and here now orig of I plus 1 is equal to orig of I XOR derived of I. Okay, then we will get our this original array which we calculated right here this. So we have to check this condition. So I'll take boolean values int boolean. Let's just check one. It will be what if that means if my derived of n minus 1 is equal to what? Orig of 0 XOR orig of n minus 1. If yes, then it will be true or false. Okay, so same thing we have to do. What? Okay, here we have to first orig of 0 is equal to 0. Okay, same thing we will do for case 1. Okay, so here, okay, so same thing we will do for case 1. So consider this as our 1, and the same calculation will goes on and same check. Okay, and at the end, if any of this is true, that is fine for us. I'll write check 2 here, check 1 or check 2. Any of this true, that is fine. If both are false, that means there is no original array we can find for this derived. You can say accepted. If I submit this solution, you can say our solution got accepted, but as we are using, okay, we are using like this is a repetitive task, like we are finding two times original array with two different cases and all. For that, it is taking too much time. Okay, now let's see how we can optimize this solution. This is the brute force approach. So think, so we have seen the yesterday's question of bitwise. As I told here, okay, we have to return either true or false. That means in strings also, if we are returning the number or true or false, that means we don't have to modify the string. There must be some trick to solve that question. So similarly here also in this question we have to return true or false. So we don't have to find the original array. Okay. If we have to find the original array, why didn't they ask us the original array instead? Why they asked us true or false? So this is a tricky question where we don't need to find the original array. There must be some trick, so we have to understand this. Okay, so I'll just, yeah, so what must be the trick? So understand the question. What is our question? Derived of I, this both, right? This and this. So let's say for this our example, or let's say I will take, we have array of a b c, I don't know what are the values of a, 0 or 1. Okay, I'm just using this example. Okay, what will be our array? Derived array will be a XOR b, comma b XOR c, comma c XOR d, comma d XOR e, and at the end e XOR a. Okay, so if you see, we have A XOR B, B XOR C, C XOR D, D XOR E, and E XOR A. This is what our derived array. If we take the XOR of all, that means A XOR B, XOR B, XOR C, XOR C, XOR D, XOR D, XOR E, XOR E, and XOR A. So if you see, this both will get cancelled. As we know, if both are same, then that means X XOR X will be 0. Okay, so if both are same, this will get cancelled. This will get cancelled. Okay, this E will get cancelled and A will get cancelled. So at the end we'll get 0. So if we find the XOR of all the elements of derived array, and if we get the answer as 0, that means this has some original array with it. Okay, so we can return true if it is a 0. So this is a simple, this is a trick. So you have to find, okay, what is the trick in this question, why this question is asking us boolean value as a return type. Okay, because if it is asking the array instead of boolean, then we have to find the array. But if it is boolean or number, okay, in any question, then this is a tricky question where we don't have to modify our array or this thing. There must be some trick to solve this question. Okay, so let's code this. We need one result, a variable int result, and we will use one loop for int I equal to 0 to I less than derived dot length. We have n, right? N I plus plus, and no, not n here. Int n we will write only once we are using, right? Derived dot length. Okay, so a result is equal to a result XOR equal to, it will do derived of I. Okay, it will do XOR with this, and we will return if it is equal to 0. If this condition is true, that means it will return true or false. So just simply we have to find the XOR of the all elements of a derived array, and then we can return if it is 0, that means it has a original. This is the actual derived array. Okay, so you can see our solution got accepted, and this is a more optimal than the previous one, which was a brute force, of course. So thank you so much for watching this video. If you feel this video is helpful to you, please like this video and subscribe my channel. Stay updated.